Almost every month now, there's been reports that car companies are giving up on hydrogen. General Motors has cancelled its hydrogen factory. And now yet another car manufacturer has revealed that they have decided hydrogen is a very, very, very expensive and very bad idea. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. Great to have you with us. If you'd like to be notified of our new videos and not miss out on them because of YouTube's weird situation going on right now, just click the link in the description and you'll be able to get onto our email database. So what's going on here with hydrogen cars? I mean, Toyota said that they're the future. BMW said they're the future. BMW executives, in fact, said 2 years ago that by 2040, 80% of the car market would be hydrogen. Toyota have said similar things. Customers have said, well, hell no. Hell no, are we paying for hydrogen? Interesting, isn't it, that in that space of time, Toyota, they created a joint venture partnership with Shell, one of the biggest oil companies in the world, to build out gas stations all over the world that would provide hydrogen to people. So it was a very clear vested interest from Toyota. They wanted you to buy a hydrogen car because they were going to make money selling you hydrogen fuel. That's not made up. You can easily Google that if you want to. So clearly, automakers and the fossil fuel industry wanted you to stay in the loop. They wanted to just keep on having to be supplied by hydrogen fuel. And the only way you were ever going to get hydrogen fuel, 99.9% of people anyway, was by purchasing it from one of these big conglomerates, right? Some new company pops up, or new or existing company creates new hydrogen stations. And this is what happened in California, right? There's 52 hydrogen stations in California. Everyone's like, wow, this is great. Toyota brings out hydrogen cars, said they're the best thing ever. They're going to be the future. People start buying them. And then there's a class action lawsuit against Toyota, people begging Toyota, take the cars back. We can't get fuel for them. And if we can get fuel for them, well, often the pumps get stuck to our cars. They get frozen to them. Or the fuel is incredibly expensive. We can't afford it. In the space of the last few years, the cost of hydrogen fuel has gone from $12 per kilogram to $37 per kilogram, meaning it's actually much more expensive, about 3 times the price to get hydrogen than it is to fill your car with gasoline. And of course, therefore, the price compared to an electric car is astronomical. You've got to be really, really rich to purchase a hydrogen car, or really, really stupid, one or the other at this point in time. And finally, manufacturers are starting to recognize that. Stellantis, one of the largest car conglomerates in the world, owner of Citroën, Chrysler, Fiat, Jeep, Peugeot, etc., they also have Alfa Romeo and anyway, a bunch of brands. They are pulling out of hydrogen. The company said it's killing its fuel cell development program in the face of limited availability of hydrogen refueling infrastructure. The cost should be a factor as well. High capital requirements and the need for stronger consumer purchasing incentives. To put that, guys, they're making it sound like there hasn't been billions of dollars from governments put into hydrogen. There has for the last 30 years. Stellantis said this. They've realized hydrogen EVs are facing the same, or hydrogen vehicles are facing the same set of challenges that they haven't been able to overcome for the last 20 to 30 years. A lot of people think mistakenly that hydrogen vehicles are some new invention and actually they're going to take off. We just need to put a bit more investment into it and it's all going to be great. That's not true. They've been working on them for actually 30 years in many cases. This is a very sharp change in tone from only 1 year ago when Stellantis said back in 2024 it promised to roll out a commercial fuel cell vehicles. In fact, not just one, but a fleet of them. Stellantis sells many of Europe's most popular panel vans, including the Citroën Jumper, the Fiat Ducato, the Opel Movano, the Peugeot Boxer, and back then it said we'd see hydrogen versions of all of those vehicles, as well as other vehicles as well, with maximum ranges of around 500 kilometers or 310 miles. That was the solution to the world's challenges with burning fossil fuels. The decision to pull the plug and cancel their hydrogen development came relatively late. Well, they are losing billions of dollars, with the company saying it was due to begin production at its plants in France and Poland this summer. It said the decision to kill the vehicles that they've invested so much money into, literally billions of dollars into, will not impact staffing in production or R&D, with employees transferred to other projects, particularly their electric car projects. It will, however, have to delicately negotiate its exit with Symbio, the fuel cell maker it bought a one-third share of back in 2023. Stellantis isn't the first company that pledged to put its weight behind fuel cell vehicles only to change its mind. Toyota has thrown billions of dollars, huge amounts of effort, massive amounts of money and time behind hydrogen, believing fuel cells would be preferable by far to battery electric cars. It says EVs will never hit more than 30% market share worldwide, which is the world's on track to hit that by probably early next year. Sadly, though, as time progressed, the company has had to, cede more and more of the market to EVs and only advertise its third generation fuel cell as a power unit for heavy industrial vehicles. It was meant to be their third generation fuel cell. Toyota said this was the solution, the panacea to the world's needs for hydrogen powered cars. This is what people would love, and there's no demand. Hydrogen was and has been for a long time an article of faith for fossil fuel companies, the car industry, and even some countries that lack their own energy reserves. They thought they could make hydrogen out of renewable energy, but it's still quite expensive to do that. After all, the promise of being able to pull theoretically limitless emission-free energy out of water is the stuff of dreams, pipe dreams. Not to mention, it requires much of the same knowledge and infrastructure used by the traditional oil and gas industry, and refueling can only take place at a commercial site. Had hydrogen made more of an impact, it would have likely preserved the status quo or something much like it with the fossil fuel industry, with gasoline, for those industries in particular, long into the future. But while the hope was that hydrogen could be a cleaner, greener substitute for oil and gas, its inherent flaws, as in on a physics basis, always made it completely improbable. For instance, hydrogen is far less energy dense than oil and gas and far less physically dense. It's so prone to leaking that you have to go above and beyond to seal it in, and it's difficult to mass produce cleanly. In fact, more than 95% of the world's hydrogen is made by using gas. And that's especially the case if you want to power every car in the world. That's when things also get, impossible. Unless you use a dirty process like the steam reformation of methane. So rather than moving away from fossil fuels and emissions, you'd be further entrenching them into the system and adding to the problem. Engadget says, if you did want to just use renewable energy to pull hydrogen from water, then you'd require an unprecedented amount of investment. Back in 2021, the writer at Engadget says he asked Tim Lord, who had previously been in charge of the UK's decarbonisation strategy, about the sort of industrial scale hydrogen generation that would be needed. He said that you'd essentially need to double your whole electricity generation output to get close. It was ludicrous numbers. That's before you get to the other factors, like hydrogen's efficiency as a store of energy, or the investment necessary to equip every gas station on the planet with a hydrogen tank. Very expensive in itself. And this is not likely going to pay off, given that Toyota's Mirai, arguably the flagship hydrogen fuel cell EV worldwide, has only sold 28,000 models since its launch in 2014 across the entire planet. In the US market, there's only the Mirai, the Hyundai Nexo, and the Honda CR-V E fuel cell, and I believe that's been cancelled as well. Nothing in comparison to the number of electric cars that are currently on sale. EVs have come down in price, hydrogen cars, and the cost of hydrogen has actually increased. Now, Volkswagen's group CEO has labelled hydrogen for cars expensive, inefficient, and slow. In other words, just monstrously stupid. I'm imagining that Toyota have been very angry over this. The global chief executive officer of the Volkswagen Group, Herbert Diess, back when he was the CEO, he called for government leaders around the world to ditch the stupid idea of hydrogen cars. And interestingly, not long after, he was actually fired. And I wonder if there was any pushback from these vested interest in the fossil fuel industry who wanted hydrogen fuel to succeed. And when they have such a high profile CEO coming out and saying it's idiocy, then that's obviously going against their agendas. Now, a study has recently confirmed what common sense has known for years. Hydrogen fuel cell vehicles cannot catch up to EVs. This study actually confirmed it in a peer-reviewed journal, it was actually back in 2022, that hydrogen fuel cells are so incredibly inefficient compared to an electric car. In fact, they are about 1/3 of the efficiency that it just makes zero sense whatsoever. So you can really see why car companies, and not even car companies, but also large construction companies are cancelling their plans for hydrogen fuel cell vehicles of any kind whatsoever. If you combine this with what we're seeing is these new large ships, we thought that shipping would be hydrogen powered, but it turns out that some of these big ships now are actually being powered by EVs, by batteries. And it appears as though the dream of hydrogen for many people is, well, not that it's gotten farther away, but it's simply been cancelled. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Bye bye.